Come in whenever you can. I will probably be doing some stuff in the background here. Welcome or welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. This is Bookie Monsters, and we're going to be doing live streaming for the next 2.5 hours. Staying cool as best we can, diverting ourselves with stories. I hope you had a good Tuesday. It is July the 9th. I am, again, just doing some stuff in the background. It is almost 100 degrees here, so I did not take Keo on our usual walk after work. It was much shorter, so that being as furry as he is, I did not want him to get too overheated. Plus the drive home, I have the air conditioning on. I let the car run 10 minutes before we leave so that the car gets as cool as it can, even before we start. Hi, Emily. I've been battling. Oh no, a headache all day, so not much done today. Take care of that. Oof. Brainheart says, hello, reading Tempting Fate by Nora Roberts. Oh, nice. He says it's 75, but the humidity is awful. It's going to get hotter tomorrow. Oh, yes, it is here too. It's going to be in the hundreds for the next 4 days and 90s otherwise for the foreseeable future. This is July in my part of Montana. I'm not a summer person. Oops. Cajun says, hi, all. I'm reading A Scottish Island Surprise, Primrose Island #1. That copy looks funny. I know. Even though it's hot. Sherry said, hello. I'm probably going to read Nakoma Creek by Linda Crew, a middle grade. Oh, cool. And Emily, I'm on page 411 of 1233 of Oathbringer. Oh, you're doing so good. You're doing so good. Amy says, hello, everyone. I'm currently reading When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This book was slow to start, and the writing is a bit different, but the storyline is so interesting, and dragons, yes. I have heard of that one. I'm currently reading a fantasy as well. Hang on a second. Just came out technically today. It is called Nivola. Excuse me. By Paolo Bacigalupi. And I believe it does have dragons. It talks about a dragon eyeball right off the bat. That's it. It caught my attention because it is like a fantasy setting of, say, Venice with like the Medici and so forth. And it's about trade and promises, Italian promises, if you catch my drift, but more like medieval, but it's in a fantasy setting. So I'm giving it a go. Cajun says it's 77 here, which is the coolest it's been in weeks. Oh, the nightly lows have been 79 or 81, so it's a nice reprieve. No kidding. Oh, I just do not. I'm not a sun baby. I am not a sun baby. I'm a November baby. I'm a fall chickadee. Oh, on the crochet front, if you were on the sprint last night, I asked Sarah flat out what version of orange she prefers, and it wasn't the one that I was working on. So I will be starting over maybe later this evening. I want to try some yarn, and I'm actually having it delivered, and it's not here yet. I do have a plan B if that doesn't work out, and I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. I did an emergency run last night after the sprints on Storm's channel. And the store I was going to go to was closed, but then I went to the Michaels across the street. They were still open, but they didn't have the yarn I was looking for, but they did have one called burnt orange in a very interesting yarn, and I played with it a bit, but I think, and then I got other opinions, that it is such a burnt orange, it looks too brown. So that's out the window. I'm just one of those, and I learned this when I was beading, making jewelry. Um, it's not a perfectionist. It's just I know when it's not right, and I can't move beyond until it is right, and I will try over and over and over again until it is right. So that's where that is. Emily said 50 to 7 degrees is perfect weather. Indeed. And I'd rather be cold than hot, flat out. I agree, Cajun. I'm telling myself this winter when it was negative 30 degrees, this is what we were dreaming about. I'm done dreaming about it. Amy says it's 87 degrees here right now. That's about my top. Cajun said agree. Elena, I will not be home on time, maybe Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. You just pop in when you can pop in. I appreciate you popping in right now. Cajun said she posted from the hospital. Yes, a little bit ago. She settled in her room. I started to watch it. I'll have to. It's a short one, but I started. I haven't finished it. So she's looking good though. Emily, now that perimenopause has fully hit, give me cold weather. Oh yes, the thermostat was 65 at a height this winter. Yep. Oh, I totally understand that one too. Elena, I have boxing today. It is my first time doing boxing. Oh, awesome. That sounds like fun. Something to try. You are very, very welcome. So, I could work on some other crochet things, but I did not get any sleep last night because I was trying to figure out this problem. Until that new yarn shows up, I might just read for a bit, give Navola a good healthy try. I did also get the audiobook, so I can listen to that and just crochet my little heart out when it gets here, which makes summer awful because either can only lower the AC. So yeah, before the wall it says no. I get it. I until the last handful of years, I never had air conditioning wherever I lived. Never. Um, Not that it wasn't available or anything, but it just wasn't something that when I grew up we had. And then the apartments we had never had it. And this house didn't have it when we moved in. And so you know the tricks of of how to keep things cool, but there's just a point where it's nice to have it if you can get it, and then when you have it, you realize, oh, this is nice. I just finished reading Number Go Up by Zeke Foe just now. Congratulations! Woo! Good job. Oh, this morning. Well, that was retroactively. All righty. Well, let's see. We are going to be sprinting for the next 2.5 hours. We'll be listening to ambiance while we do it and switching it up about every 30 minutes just to keep ahead of the YouTube release, where we get the ambiance from, and to keep things interesting. And let me know if it's just not working for you, because I always have other options. We do have a new critter tonight, and we'll do a check-in at the top of each hour for the first 2 hours, and then at a final check-in at the bottom at that last 30-minute mark. Did I see the new covers for Onyx Storm? No. We got time. Let's go look. Let's look. And look, you start writing ONY and it just pops up. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I like it better. I do like that better. Nice. Sherry will also be listening to the ball game. Ah, who are we rooting for? Cajun says, I do think we are less tolerant of the heat due to, yeah, very, very much so. Not that I'm complaining. I love that. I get it. I get it. I believe the cover for Onyx Storm is so pretty. It is. I like it way better than the others. And he said, hi, all. I'm reading Crimson Roses by Grace Livingston Hill, a retro romance. I recognize the name. Indeed, that is retro. And oh, sprayed edges. Okay. And did I like the Fourth Wing? I love the cover for Onyx Storm better myself. I liked it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I've read a lot of fantasy, and romantasy is I like high fantasy. I like epic fantasy. So I did enjoy it, and I appreciate the world building and strong characters. Um, I'm just I wish Patrick Rothfuss would write the next freaking book. Okay, I'm better now. Kim, hi, all just popping in for a minute. Went to feel. Oh, I'm very sorry, sweet man. I worked with stomach issues and not feeling good. Oh, that is no fun. I am so sorry. The Milwaukee Brewers is who we're rooting for. Okay. When I was a kid, we were the Big Red Machine. We were the Cincinnati Reds. And he says the Onyx Storm covers, but it is better. And maybe down the road we'll redo them. Cajun, so sorry. Hope you feel better. Yeah, get rest. That's really the best. I still need to read. Emily, read it in the name of the wind. Kim says thanks. Yes. Oh, is anything helping, like chicken soup or tea or anything like that? An assigned copy of. Wow. Well, that person didn't know what they had when they let it go. Wow. I love that. I love that book. But I grew up, I'm uh, age 57, and so I was reading fantasy and sci-fi in the 80s and 90s, and that was really like a second golden age. I read George R. R. Martin when it was first out in the 90s. And then it took years and years. Robert Jordan when they were first coming out. Oh, but books I've read in the last few years that I've loved. Elizabeth Moon, the Paxenarian series. Love and adore that series. Patrick Rothfuss. Um, so many good ones. Anyway, so far, I have both books that are oh, yes. He has a couple of anthology slash novellas. I have them. I've not read them. I'm not going to read them until we get another book. Amy says, I hear you. I read the first 4 books in the Kingdom of Runes series and still no final book release news. It's been over 2 years now. Oh, like, come on, authors. We have no sympathy. Feed us our addiction. Kim, not really. Usually just need to empty myself. Yeah, no, that's okay. I was kind of that way this weekend. I don't know if it was a bug or something I ate, but I was kind of that way too. There might be a bug going around. Emily, I started reading adult fantasy 3.5 years ago. Oh, you have a whole world. You have a whole world. Patrick Rothfuss, Elizabeth Moon, the Paxenarian series, which starts with the sheep farmer's daughter. Oh my gosh. But what I know we should get started here pretty soon. Um, what I really, really appreciate, I think what J.K. Rowling was fantastic. I read them, I liked them, but having read a lot of fantasy, it didn't blow my mind away as it did the younger readers who this was perhaps their first exposure to fantasy. But it just created a boom and continues to this day in fantasy books. It blows me away going to like a Barnes and Noble, and the fantasy sections are huge and romance is tiny. And it used to be the other way around. It's like Bizarro World, but I like it. I, I read all genres, which is why when I do my morning show, I do all the different genres because I'm always looking for new books. I read, I love and adore historical mysteries, but I love the procedurals. I love thrillers. I love romance. I love sci-fi fantasy. I mean, I just love them all. Um, but that was just so strange to me to walk into a Barnes and Noble and see the difference like that. It hits, oh, is that part of the chronic thing? Oh, no fun. Sherry, I bought a signed copy of Rick Springfield's out of rummage sale. Didn't even realize it was until last year when I read it. It's on my shelf a while before I read it. Well, you and I know. You and me. Rick, Cajun, we have authors that makes wait so long, and then we have the Kathy Dailies and Tanya Kappases that crank out 87 books a week. True. True. God bless them. And the book cost $1. What are these people doing? Yep, it's that. Okay. I wish there was something. Have you tried holistic stuff? I'm sure you have. You've tried everything. You've tried everything. Cajun to Sherry. How was that? I'm hesitant to read bios about people I'm a big fan in case it taints the. Yeah, exactly. Like, don't meet your heroes kind of thing. Keep the mystique. Or, seeing so much news about them and following their lives and reality shows and stuff like, okay, I think I was better off not knowing about them. They're jerks. Or we won't go into politics here, but and I include authors in this. I don't want to know your politics. That has nothing to do with your audience. If you lean towards whichever way you lean on the spectrum, doesn't matter. You are alienating half of your readers and or fans, and I don't understand that. Your job, you can have your opinions, but keep them to yourself or your little private circle. You have no right to preach. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. Kim says yes and drink Pepto like crazy. Okay. Yay, pink stuff. Sherry, he was very honest about his life. He wrote the bad and the good. He had he did not have necessarily the easiest life. And one of my favorite songs was the one, I can't remember which album it is now, but about his dad passing. Um, and the very last line is Daddy knows the great unknown. And it's a very short song, but it's very poignant. Kim, oh, and sad news today about Joe. Oh yeah, I saw that of the Oak Ridge Boys. It's sad. These people, it's going to be sad. We haven't lost Robert Rib, but we're going to start losing like Tom Cruise and people our age, and that's wrong. Cajun, the most disturbing book I ever read was John. Oh, no kidding. Autobiography, more disturbing than King or Bradbury. That man was sick. That man. My father's chair. Oh, and Mackenzie Phillips has issues. Sherry, success hasn't spoiled me yet. It's on. Ah, yeah. When my dad passed, I said that one out loud. A lot of issues with Tom Cruise, indeed. But like when Keanu passes, and they are forever in their 20s and 30s. I mean, seriously, like Timothy Hutton and Tom Cruise, and I'm not going to say Brat Pack, but all those actors when we were younger and they were younger, and you look at the movies back then, it's like, oh, they're just babies. Kim, I remember his cartoon in the 70s. His best friend is Doug Davidson from Young and the Restless. There you go. Yeah, even seeing music reactions on YouTube, watching these, and I haven't seen some of these videos in a very, very long time. It's like, oh my gosh, they were such babies. So were we. All right. Enough of me chatting. Let me switch the banner here. And no, no. Which one are we going to? Let's go to this one. That was our little cup of coffee to get going. I love reaction videos. Yes, I have a little stable of those that I watch of music and movies, and it's just it kind of blows my mind that they don't have this in their history. But and it also blows my mind that these came out 40 years ago. And when we were youngish, some of us in the 80s, 40 years ago was the 1940s. No, no, I'm gonna brew some decaf. Yeah, I just gotta get through the next 2.5 hours without falling asleep on camera. That's a fear. But I'm okay for tonight. I'm okay for that. But there have been some times when I'm just like, okay, gotta go get something. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, yeah, Bay City Rollers. Oh, really? Was oh, how interesting. Wow. My sister had that 45 Saturday night. Yep. Yeah, I was in love with Rick Springfield. Before that was, like Leif Garrett, who's pretty gross now. And of course, Sean Cassidy and Donny Osmond. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Gen X. Yes, we are. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. Tell people about us. We'd love to grow. And are you ready? Happy reading. Let's go. And that's the end of our first sprint. How did everybody do? I am on page 40 of Novola, and I'm really liking it so far. It is very merchants in medieval Italy, but I'm liking it. And the yarn just showed up. I need your guys' opinion. So this is a gift for Sarah, whose favorite color is pumpkin orange, dark orange. So I've got two options here. This is what just showed up. It is orange and reddish, so like a sunset, but it's also ombre with a beige, but it is super soft, super, super soft. Or we can go pumpkin orange this way and just kind of straightforward this. There we go. And it will look like that. So let me know what you think. This is for Sarah. It's going to be a shawl. And I'll play with this, and I'll have a little swatch for you guys on this for the next sprint. So you can maybe make a better opinion unless you have opinion now. All right, let's go to the check-in. We were right as we went to sprints. Kim said I have 5 of their 9 US albums, which was, I believe, the Bay City Rollers, and which is so fun, and they were cute. Sherry, my first concert was Andy Gibb, and think about how long he's been gone. Yeah. And Cajun, my first concert was the Osmond Brothers. Oh, you got to see him in concert? That is so cool. You know, it's too bad they had the TV show, actually, because I think that kind of killed their forward momentum. They were really wanting to be a pop rock kind of band. And he said, my first concert was Three Dog Night. Oh man, that would have been cool to see in person too. Montana gets concerts 30 years later. And I have always maintained I don't want to see these famous rock people in their 70s. I want to have a time machine and go back to the 70s to watch those concerts. Oh, so good. And I had mentioned my first one was REO Speedwagon. I didn't go to a whole lot, but that one was my first one. And Kim said her first was John Denver in 74. Oh, good songs. Sherry said, I remember seeing REO. I always enjoyed their concerts. And I was always sad that for them that I Can't Stop That Feeling was a huge hit, but also kind of killed their rock career. Power ballads killed a lot of good bands. We love those songs, but it also, Foreigner, I absolutely adore. I Want to Know What Love Is, but it also killed their rockness. Sherry said, going to concerts was one of my main hobbies when I was younger. Oh man, I bet you have some great memories. Cajun said to Annie, I saw them in concert about 15 or so years ago, and they were still great. And Amy, my first concert was Air Supply. I had their album. Annie, that's good news. Amal said, hello, peeps. Hello, Amal. How you doing? And he said, I saw Herman's Hermits just a few years ago at Epcot. They have flower power bands for their flower festival, or used to. Oh, how fun. When I was in junior high and high school in the 80s, I wanted to be a flower child. I love the music of the 60s. I love and adore the Beatles. Amal said, I'm listening to a thriller which is detailing how to make a blueberry slump, I think it's called. Oh, that sounds good too. Sherry read 60 pages. Good job. Cajun got to 70%. Kim, I also saw Andy Gibb and the Osmonds. Who remembers Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods? Saw them twice at our local fair. Oh, yeah, concerts at the fair. All we get are people, are the bands who are on their last legs, and a lot of country. It's Montana. And it got to 87%. You're closing in. Amy got to 37%. In When the Moon Hatched, it is a 550-page book. We like those chunky monkeys. Emily on page 419, having a hard time focusing, and my neighbors decided to blare the music. Of course they did, because they're just not considerate peoples. Oh, Cajun, I still love Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. And Emily liking the second option and what you've already made. Okay, you prefer the straight one. Okay, and Cajun also likes that one. Okay. Oh, you guys are going for that one. Awesome, awesome. Man, good job, guys. So let it be written, so let it be done. There's a t-shirt I'm hoping to buy. It says, I may be old, but I saw all the cool bands. Absolutely. We had the good music without auto-tune. Just saying. Cajun, I love that shirt. Yay, Gen X. Annie, Sherry, I used to go out a lot too. Probably went to over 30. Wow, that is fantastic. Wow. Let me change the banner here while I'm thinking about it. Alrighty, we've got an hour and a half to go. We'll do another check-in at the top of the hour. Um, so what concert did you wish you could have gone to? Ho, ho, ho. I fell in love, of course, loving the Beatles. I would have loved to see Paul McCartney and Wings during the Wings Over America tour. I would have loved to see ELO in concert, and all that. That's what comes off the top of my head at the moment. I'll think of more. Uh, Annie, that's how many times I saw Bon Jovi. Wow. Wow, that's fantastic. All right, let me see. We're going to go to this one. Go from purple to orange. Oh, yeah, good point. That would have been a good concert. Mm. Kim, later I saw a lot of big country names: Alabama, Randy Travis, Alan Jackson, Reba Oaks, Statler Brothers. I would have loved to see Garth Brooks in his early days. Bay City Rollers in the 70s, you bet. Oh yeah. The Who in the late 60s, early 70s. Amy, I would love to see New Kids on the Block in concert. I've loved them since I was 10 years old. Oh yeah. Sherry, Alan Jackson's my favorite country musician. You saw Queen, but I wish it could have been Bon Jovi. You want what you can't have. Wow, I bet that was a show. Amazing. And I would have liked to have like a teleport device because I don't want to, deal with the parking in the crowds. Just, pop in and pop out again. They are still going strong with new music. Hang on a second. And their own crews. Oh, very nice. I do. He did a great concert. Yes. Very humorous. And Alan Jackson is from just up the road from me. Oh, cool. All righty. Yeah, let's keep that ball roll. Oh, absolutely the Eagles. Oh, up until Hotel California tour. After that, no, no. Kim said he loved Jim Stafford. And I forgot my first concert was the. Uh, are you serious? I am gobsmacked and just absolutely green with envy. It was so surreal since they were so far away in the middle of the racetrack. Could you even hear him? Was it all screaming? Annie. Oh, I am just green. All right, guys. Are you ready? Happy reading. Let's go. And that's the end of our second sprint. How did everybody do? I am on page 57 of Nabula, which is 8%. I am still liking it quite a lot. And I was also crocheting with the second color. And that is how that is going. We'll do a check-in and then we got one more to go, and that is for 30 minutes. We'll do a final check-in at that point. Our next sprints are on Thursday evening, same time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, sometimes a little earlier, as traffic and shorter walks with how hot it is. And then our sprint after that would be on Saturday afternoon. So Tuesday and Thursday evenings, Saturday afternoons. Okay. And Annie had said that she saw the Beatles, and Annie said, if you didn't have binoculars, you would not know. No, you could not, you could barely hear them. I kind of figured. Hang on. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Sherry said, you saw the Eagles twice with Glenn and twice without. Wow. And I had said that Annie, she could claim it. She could claim she'd seen them. Sherry says, I've taken Kira to see several of the older musicians because I felt she needed to experience them even at a young age. Indeed. Indeed. That is not only cultural, it's an experience. And we had some problems with the first ambiance we were listening to. I didn't realize it was so short. And then that second one I had chosen had some a dog barking, and Q was like, where is that dog? So we listened to something else. It took a little while to hit on what was working. Amal said, got 2.5 hours in. Good job. Kim says, I'm going to hop off and read my daily devotion. Hope I feel better Thursday. Yes, please feel better. Get some good sleep. Sending good healing vibes. Amy got to 42%. Sherry read 56 pages. Good job. Emily on page 434 of 1233. Small steps, getting there. Oh, Cajun finished her book and has watched some videos. Yay, congratulations. Good job. And Annie just finished my book. Yay, congratulations. We'll listen to some Kirkland Rebels, which I have been working on. I like the story, but not the audio. Okay, dokie. Let me switch out this banner. And let us get to our new critter. Continuing with the orange theme. Alright. So we've got about 26 minutes there, and we'll do a last check-in. Thank you so much for being here. If you have to pop off, I appreciate you spending the time here, and hope to see you again soon. Are you ready? Happy reading. Let's go. And that's the end of our sprints. How did everybody do? I got to page 67, which is 10% of Novella by Paolo, starts with a B, and it's Italian. I can't think of it right now, but I'm really liking it. It's just hitting the sweet spot for me. Baciagalupi. Baciagalupi. Novella. Fantasy. First in a series. Alrighty. Amy said, I'm going to hop off now. I want to take a shower tonight. Thank you for the sprints. Good night, everybody. And I said, thank you for being here. Have a good night. Elena says, she's here now. Annie, cute. The horns look like pine cones. Yes, they do. And Jerry, I've got 10 pages left. Oh, so close. We'll do a pre. Yay, congratulations. Good job. Annie got to 47%, almost halfway. Guys did very good. Cajun, watching a documentary series about the House of Commons. Very interesting. Oh, absolutely. I love politics. I love it. Oh, and history. Okay, so our next sprints are on Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Probably starting a little earlier than that. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Tomorrow's morning show is romance books being set into the wild this week. And on Thursday morning will be fantasy and science fiction. Lots of those. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom. Have a good night and God bless.